Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse, Counts Marine, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and Avery Superstore.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this June 29th as we kind of celebrate the life of our good friend Joseph E. Gene Smith, who I know has touched a lot of lives through his 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. Helped start a group called the Friends of the Forest out in Meeman Shelby State Park Forest, where he has spent many a time, and past president, Audubon Society, member of the National Muzzleloader Rifle Association. So many awards, recently named Instructor of the Year by the Tennessee Wildlife Federation. We've stunned him. We surprised him. He's speechless. No, he's not. He just told a joke off the air that we'll try to see if we can clean up and get it back on at the end. And we've had some of his surprise guests this morning, and we got one right now. This gentleman teamed with me and Gene to start this radio show almost 18 years ago in the dungeon at 1960 Union Avenue at WMC. He was there. I was there, and so was Ronnie Shannon. So who better to talk about Gene Smith than Ronnie Shannon? Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning.
Hey.
Kind of got me up here on Saturday morning early.
Well, you wouldn't do that for everybody, I know.
I would not. Just fix to say it for a good call, my good friend Gene Smith.
Little Gene.
Little Gene.
As we knew him because at one time there was a big Gene, but
that was part of my scoop. It was a big Gene and a little Gene, and I guess I still call it Little Gene.
You do when we talk about it. I talked about we were all there when this show started. Now we didn't know that first Saturday morning. I can remember it. I don't remember a lot of things well, but I do remember we were on an hour. That's all it was, and we were right there. We were live in the studio at 1960 Union Avenue, and I don't know why, and I'll let Ronnie talk about this, why I picked you 2 guys, but it just felt like it was a team. We
were hanging around at the liquor store.
Gene Smith, can you not lip it? Get over here, Russell. Put a zip on his lip, Russell, and muzzle him here. But, Ronnie, that was fun, wasn't it?
If it had been a TV show or something, then I could understand me being on it, and the personality. But being live radio, of course, I guess I was probably the oldest wildlife person around here at that time. And, Gene was the TWRA hunter ed guru. And, when we had poach shows and when we had any kind of exhibit set up, we could always count on Gene being there. And not only was it just there for looks, he was actually very informative on things. So, people, I think a lot of times thought he was a game warden in disguise.
Hey, I went to the boat ramp at Shelby Forest, and this Mexican-American started showing me his fishing license. I said, I had on a TWRA shirt. He thought I was a game warden. I said,
well, I mean,
I do want those shirts back.
Okay.
he's still wearing them though. There's a couple of buttons missing, but he still got them, and everything. But I thought that we formed a pretty good team in those days.
I think we did, because if I remember correctly, we were all nervous. We thought, man, how's it gonna go?
Yep.
And it was just as smooth as it could go.
And it felt fast. Yeah.
It really did. Kind of, when you're talking about something that you know a little bit about,
right,
is pretty good. And if I'm not mistaken, you were kind of, Larry, you were kind of first on that was your first career kind of outdoorsy anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I felt like when I had to come up with the idea for this show, when I was told about it, I don't know. those 7 other people turned me down till I got to y'all. No, I think it went straight to you guys, and I owe a lot of credit to you and Gene for this radio show because you kind of we were all kind of laid back as we were, and we were nervous, but we knew that there'd be a breakfast after the show.
There you go.
That was the main thing.
That was the main thing that kept Ronnie in there.
That's right, free meal.
I'm not sure about Gene, but and we all had radio faces. I mean, I don't really mean that as
yeah, we did. That's it. People tell me, they'd say, "Well, I thought you was uglier than you really are." Listen to you. I said, "No, that's little G you think about."
Well, they always come up to me and said, "Boy, I thought you was taller."
Oh, that's what the girl at Bass Pro that told me.
Yeah, I thought you was taller. You are ugly, but I thought you was a lot taller. But we were a team, and I know your relationship to Gene. What do you think about this guy?
Well, he's a great guy. I was telling my wife the other day. I said, I can't remember a lot of numbers, phone numbers, but I guess I've known Gene for 30 years.
Yeah.
40. Yep. And I could always remember his number.
Yeah, yeah. Until he got older and starts. This is Gene Smith's third new number. Or something along that line. But
well, now what helped me a lot, I had it tattooed on my chest.
Oh, that's what it was.
A lot of times I called the wrong number because I'd read it back.
All right. Yeah.
I hate to think about Ronnie Shannon's chest now with Gene Smith's number tattooed on it. Along with "I Love Mary" or something like that.
Yeah.
But hey, we got Ronnie Shannon on the line with us. You folks out there know that Ronnie was how many years at TWRA, Ronnie?
38.
38 years, and retired as the law enforcement supervisor for our area down here. And his daddy was a game warden before that, and all of us kind of got together, I think, at the fishing rodeos, Ronnie. I mean,
we did.
That's
we really did.
Weren't those great days? I mean,
those were great days. It's a shame it may come to an end. I hope not.
Well, it has for this year. But can you imagine that we actually had those rodeos over 3 days?
3 days.
Yeah.
And 1,500 kids.
That's what I was going to say. And, Gene was there every day.
Yeah. Well, you were, too, because you were our weighmaster. You were the weighmaster. That's right. And...
yeah, but now the difference is, Gene's a volunteer, and I was getting $2.72 a day.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were making all those big bucks like that and everything.
Well, I didn't actually complain for halftime.
Oh, okay, halftime.
About $1.36.
But it's all
That's
about.
Pretty good addition.
That is. Yeah. But it's all about our love for the kids.
Right.
I know you are the same way. To bring kids in. Gene, nobody I don't think can relate to kids more than Gene Smith here.
I don't either.
And he'll see kids like he was talking about earlier that he taught hunter education, and now they got
bringing
kids.
Their grandkids.
They're bringing
I had my paper boy's grandson in my class. I really felt bad about that.
Did you really?
Ronnie Osborne. Y'all remember Ronnie Osborne? Oh, yeah. His grandson.
He's the only one that can talk to his family while he's on the radio. Looked like a turtle coming up out of his shell, leading up and talking to Russell. We got Russell here, and we also have his grandson Matthew is here.
Good deal.
There's Russell. Say hello to Ronnie there, Russell.
Hey, Ronnie. How you doing, bud?
Man, are you very tall? You sound tall to me.
It depends. I'm 10 foot tall, buddy.
He's 10 foot.
Good.
He is during this show and everything.
Yeah.
But
well, that was good that you did that. I know it's been a lot on your plate lately.
Yeah.
Both of you, all of us.
Well, I think that we wanted to do this as a celebration for all those kids, and I took the hunter education class. Out at Wooddale or something. I don't know what that one is. In Parkway Village. I took that class.
Yeah, was that the third or fourth time?
That was the first time, but that was when I was called out.
McFarland.
Yeah, at McFarland, and I was told that I flunked it. as the outdoor edge of the commercial appeal. Then once I realized that it was all a fake, that I had passed, and all you guys were snickering in the background, and including my man next to me here and everything.
That's right.
The hunter education classes.
I think it was his idea.
It probably was. So if you had to describe Gene Smith, how would you describe him?
Oh, man. I wrote down some stuff, but I ran out of paper.
That's good. Hey, you cannot.
And I can't remember it yet.
That's all right.
No, Gene's a great guy. He, man, if you need somebody to do something, I mean, I can remember times, that we couldn't teach a class, and we knew we needed a class, and we called Gene. Yeah, I'll do it. Where you want to do it at? And he may already had a class or two going. It didn't matter.
Well,
he would always pitch in. He like I say, he came. You look at the list of awards he's got.
Yeah.
That ought to tell you a lot.
Well, I think he said one time you had 5 classes in a week one time, or did you have?
I had 4.
4 classes in 1 week,
and they're 13 hours each.
13 hours each. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People do stuff like that. They're just above people. Other people.
Tommy Grimsey wanted me to have a class at the Agri Center. I had 110 people, and I said, "Oh my God!" I kept telling him, "Is it one of them 2-day classes?" I kept telling the kids, I said, "Y'all gonna fail because it takes longer." But that was one of the highest scoring classes I had. I guess I scared them.
You did. You have a way. Hey, Ronnie, thank you, buddy.
You give them a test result too. That helped a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ronnie. We appreciate you, buddy.
All right.
We'll talk to you.
See y'all.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
All right. Ronnie Shannon. All right, Gene. You're not through yet, okay? We got more to come on this Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday, June 29th. Happy birthday again to my wife, Miriam. And it's going to be a great day in Memphis. We'll be right back.